mobile field technology, document management systems, and design collaboration tools, construction teams can finally work from the same information and communicate seamlessly between the office and the field, between the government or owners and the contractors. So BIM for infrastructure enables stakeholders to pilot new technology with automation, reduce manual processes along with increased accuracy, improve collaboration by working in CDE, reduce errors and rework, and save time and money. So going forward into webinar, allow me to introduce our organization. So Capricode is India's leading design and construction management technology solution provider for architecture, engineering, and construction. So we are one of Autodesk's largest platinum partners along with authorized training center. We have more than 300 plus dedicated team members, and Capricode serves over 20,000 clients in AEC and related industries. And Capricode has significantly contributed significantly to countries' adoption of computer-aided design for more than 3 decades. To increase your productivity and lower project risk, we offer the best solutions, approaches, and practices. And Capricode is now a Win0 company. I can say that with honor. The historic branches are US CAD from United States, CADline from UK, Capricode from India, A2K Technologies from Australia were merged to create Win0, one of the largest Autodesk Platinum partners. So Win0 is committed to educating its customers about how the technology they use can help them to get closer to net zero in the future and build a more sustainable society and environmentally friendly future. So that was a quick overview of our organization. So we shall now proceed to today's agenda. So in today's webinar, we'll start our session with review detailed design drawing, and then we'll move forward to profile optimizations part. And then the next topic will be mass hole diagram. And after that, automation of enhanced QTO will be explained. And then the next part will be geometric report generation for site execution. And after that, working in common data environment during execution will be explained. And at the end, there will be a Q&A session. So if you have any query or doubts regarding anything during the session, kindly share your question in the Q&A box. So going forward, I request Shubham Vani, who is a solution specialist in road and railways, to take over from here.
So thank you, Ashit. Hello, everyone. I'm Shubham Vani. So I will be taking over the webinar from here. Before going forward with the workflow of webinar, I will like to take a small audience poll, which will be help to understand my crowd. So Ashit, please pull up audience poll question. So the first poll is, what is your role in your organization? To participate, please participate in a poll. So number of people from highway engineers. There are some project managers as well. And many people are from architecture background. So all attendees, please participate in poll. So many people will from architecture as well and others also. So the crowd is from highway engineers as well. So we'll forward it to next poll as a BIM. What is a BIM? So in that BIM, the question is, what is BIM? Would like to participate in the poll. So many people are saying is a process, softwares, and many people say are all of the above. So your understanding about BIM is a software, many people like say, and also the all of the above. The majority is the all of the above. Yes, say okay. So the many people say all of the above is correct, because the BIM is the process which in which the all the technology and softwares like that. So moving forward to workflow. In that workflow, in today's webinar, we'll be showcasing the advanced features of Autodesk Civil 3D In our previous webinar for evolving the smart corridor by adopting BIM for infrastructure, which held in last month of 20 Feb, 22 Feb, in which I have already covered the basic fundamental of Autodesk Civil 3D, like existing surface capturing and detailed design of corridors. So I would request to kindly watch the previous webinar also for better understanding of the workflow that you can find the recording of the webinar on our YouTube channel. So moving forward to workflow, the first reviewing of detailed design drawing, that is the plan, then plan profile drawing as well as detailed cross sections drawings. Then the profile optimization that can be helped to achieve many changes in our proposed profile as per IRC's design criteria. Then mass hole diagram, it is a plotting of cumulative volume of cut and fills along with the alignment. The most economical way to handle the distribution of earthwork volumes can be determined from that mass hole diagram. Then automation for enhanced QTO is a quantity takeoff that can be refers to estimation of materials that can help to achieve our take quantities for estimation purpose. Then will be for moving forward to tables that volume tables and geometric reports that helps to achieve a site exhibition, that is horizontal alignment report, then vertical alignment report as well. So in that way, today we have also covering the common data environment, that is Autodesk Construction Cloud, for which I have a Pallavi with me. She will be covering this ACC part on the webinar. So the live, I will be sharing the Autodesk Civil 3D interface. So allow me a moment. So the Autodesk Civil 3D 2023, I used this version, and that way here is the option of Autodesk docs. In that way, here the file management will be the project file. I have the project that called is infrastructure project, highway webinar project. In that way, we have some folder structure like project file, detailed design. In that way, the highway, in that model, we have the Agra Lucknow expressway model. So I will be opening here, that is the cloud platform, and here the file is open here. So the icon here is icon is cloud. So that this file is in cloud platform, that all are the changes will automatically save and updated into the cloud platform, that ACC. So the first topic is about our plan profile and cross section review. So here it is the model I have generated by previous webinar. So in that way, we have a corridor, and here it is the center line alignment, and assembly will be assigning here of the corridor. The red line indicates here the cut section for elevated corridor, and again here the bridge section recovering that expressway. And moving forward to the here it is the earthwork indicated green is elevated corridor in the field section here, and the overall 18 kilometer of elevated highway expressway will be like that in the plan section. So moving forward here is the it is the profiles view. In that profile view, we have a green is existing surface line, and here the proposed alignment for vertical. In that here it is the FRL center line elevation labels. Then it is existing ground labels, and difference of that. Before here it is a vertical geometry of road cross section, road alignment, and here is a horizontal alignment of that curvature lines, and as well as superillusion lines here, and the main project chainage. So here it is the detailed cross section of our elevated corridor. In that way, I have generated the corridor as well. Here it is the assembly of detailed cross section sheets, And moving forward to next is the profile optimization tool that can be helps to achieve our changes in profile as per our design criteria. So I will be clicking on that vertical alignment simply. So going into the geometry editor, that here it is the profile layout tool. In that way, here it is the green ball icon, the profile grid view. I will be optimize some as per IRC standard that can be here from the curve setting. The curve setting says that the parabolic curve in that minimum K value for crease curve 17 and sag curve for 13. So I will analyze that here this criteria will be matching or not. So in the crease curve I have 17 and sag curve 13. So I will be going from here profile grid view. So in that panorama section, we have the sag. In that sag, we have a 15. So I'll be increasing with a value of 17. And that in that K value, sorry, I'll be updating in the profile curve length. If that is not. Uh, so here updated automatically, and it will take a time. So it is K value will be increasing by SAG is about 15 to 17, about we assign it 20 by maximum. And here it is for the creases minimum 17. So I will put here for 25 to achieve a better result. So our profile will be changes here and optimize our profile as per Indian criteria as well. So here it is for moving forward to mass hole diagram. In that way, mass hole diagram is a graphical representation of cut and fill along with our alignment. So do that for going to the analyze, and here it is the some option for the mass hole diagram. Before going to the mass hole diagram, we need to we need to arrange we need to generate volume surface and add to a sample line group. For that we need to select any sample line. I have already created that one, and here it is the sample mode sources. I also created the volume uh, surface for that. Otherwise you can create it from volume dashboard as well. So clicking on volume dashboard, here it is the panorama view will be open, taking a time, little bit time. The all over process will be form of in cloud platform as well. So it is a volume dashboard. In that way, we have analyzed existing surface as well as the corridor datum surface. So before I already created that one. Here it is volume surface, and you can create by using the icon. Here it is the create a new volume surface, and it will be assigning to the base surface is our existing surface, that existing ground, and in that comparison surface we'll be adding the data of a highway corridor, and then it will be reflecting here. So net green is fill and red is cut. The cumulative fill and cut will be showing here as well the surface. So we'll be creating some diagram about cut and fill of mass hole diagram. Simply clicking on our any sample line, and the launch pad in here to create mass hole diagram. Simply clicking on that. So the one more window appear for selecting alignment, select sample line group as well as mass hole view name. Then simply going to next. Here it is the mass hole display options that will be material list will assign you will be cut and fill as well. So from here you can choose a total volume as well, whether it is a total cut volume, whether it's total fill volume. I will be creating a two cut volume, and one more is a fill volume diagram. So here it is the from next, and here cut create a diagram for mass hole. So I'll be selecting a path where the origin is here. So the graphical representation of cut mass hole diagram will be generated here with respect to chainage versus volume. So here it is the volume range, and here it is the chainages along with our existing otherwise proposed center and a horizontal alignment. Here it is a cut mass hole diagram will be generated a fill mass hole diagram as well. I will be selecting the total fill volume and create the next and create a diagram for that. Selecting the origin for here, and for the mass hole diagram for fill will be generated as well by the here it is the chainage for that our horizontal alignment, and the volume will be along with our y-axis. So the model will be regenerated. It will taking a little bit time. So the mass hole diagram is successfully created, and for the here it is the volume report. I'll be also generated that for and also material report as well. So simply click anyone here sample line going into add table. Here that here it is a total volume table, and it is a behavior is dynamic across the table. So I'll be selecting cut and fill and click on OK, and defining the origin for that. I'll be selecting here. So total number of cut and fill volume table will be generated here. The some cut area is 0, and that maximum is the fill area because of the elevated corridor expressway. So by simply going into the tables, we'll be generating total volume table, and similarly we'll be generating material volume table as well. So going into the labels and table. Here it is a number of material list which we have. Some payment one, then payment two, base barrier. I will selecting payment one, the tile table is across and we have this dynamic. Click on OK, and I will generate it here for pay one, going into here from add table. Similar thing. So it will take a time. It will take a time about I click on isolated. So object will be isolated. It's my mistake. It will be take a little bit time. So selecting any one sample line for again material list. It is taking some time. Yeah. So selecting one more sample line and going to add table. It is a material volume and select material is material, and here the payment two. Click on OK. I'll be generating material two as a payment two here. So I will also like a material as a base. Click on OK. I'll be generating a total material here as a form of table. So going into add table material volume, and here select material list the material barrier. So all material table here and also the volume available. So the pavement one or the stationing and also area and volume of cumulative volume will be displayed here in pavement one. And here's also pavement two layer, the area and volume showing here, as well as the base and sub base table also I'm putting here for the material table and barrier only there is an bridge area. So in that way, we also add a table from here. So going forward for quantity takeoff. So here it is the Q2O for going into the quantity takeoff manager. Simply click on that, and here it is a open icon, file open icon. We also going into the open pay item, and here it is open pay item file is are opening, and the basic pay item file is starting from getting started CSV will be opening from that location, and here it is some the pay item will be opening here. So I'll be assigning to the material. So I'll be simply going into the bridge section. So some of people from structure as well. So I'll be selecting the bridge area as an from slab culvert, slab section. Select whenever we're selecting a slab, the bridge slab deck. So here it is the option as a point code as a ETW. So when assigning to the pay item, then will be reflected into the for I will assigning to the that material. So going into the quantity manager, and I'll be assigning from uncategorized. Here it is some precast concrete slab. I'll assigning, click on right click. It is assigning to pay item. Simply going into the right click on it and click on OK. So here it is. The item will be assigning there successfully. So I think mark. Going into uncategorized, simply select this concrete slab and select right click, assign to pay item, and I think successfully here it is a pay item as in the slab recast slab concrete. So going into the takeoff, for here the option of takeoff, click on takeoff. So the pop-up will appear here, report extend from drawing as well. And here it is for computing the material as a concrete takeoff. So click on compute. It will be pop up on Excel format, will be summary of HTML as well. So here it is a precast slab is quantity is 312. So will be of each. I'll be taking that quantity from draw as well as save. Here it is the beauty of software. Will be taking a takeoff report with automation, very simply assigning to the pay item. So here it is next last from my side is report generation. So I will be click on that toolbox. Here it is toolbox, and going into the toolbox here Indian reports. I have also install the IRC Indian code. That's why here populating Indian reports. So going into the civil reports, here it is the alignment. Here's the profile for that. So only I'm clicking on horizontal alignment report, click on execute, and going into the export to XML reports, simply click on OK, and it will show the how where will be saved that way. So I will be saving that file into our cloud platform, that is Autodesk Docs. Going into the Autodesk Docs, it is my company name, and the project is infrastructure project, a webinar project, and that folder structure is project file. Here, project file. I'm going into the our detailed design, and here is the some folder of highway. Going into the highway, here it is the report folder, and I will save the HTML file format into here. So it will be take a time, and I also uh, generate earlier that report I will show at that way. So it is a report I'll be executed from horizontal alignment report using the toolbox for achieving a desired result for construction of executing the site. So here it is similar. I'll also execute the PVI station and curve report as well by using the same method. And we also execute the some material report from as well volume report, sorry, volume report by using that way. Uh, so going into the simply click any sample line. So it will take a time. So it will take a time for our volume report. I also created earlier. I will show that. Quantity report. So here it is a volume report I generated earlier. Here it is a sum of cut area, that is cut volume, the fill area, fill volume as well, and the cumulative volume for fill and cumulative volume for cut. So showing all our 18 kilometer of chainage as we saw the volume report, and they executed from similar way. So that's it from my side. So now we'll be discussing about ACC, for which I have a Pallavi with me. So thank you, and handing over to you, Pallavi.
Thank you, Shubham. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Pallavi, Associate Consultant in Digital Construction at Cape Record. So kindly allow me to share my screen. Shubham, just confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, Pallavi.
Okay. So over here, you can see this is the Autodesk Construction Cloud Platform. Now, what is it? This is a cloud interface. It's a simple browser-based login product under which what you can do, you can manage all your project information. So when I say cloud, it means common data environment, right? So what we are trying to do is, let's say this is the project in which Shubham was just showing you the practical side of it, the design side where we were working on the designs. Over here, you will see under the document management, how we can store the information and work in a real-time collaborated environment. Though we are not working directly in a collaborative space, this is just a single source of truth where all the data is being stored, but the solution has more extensions to it, which we might be discussing in today's webinar and can be covered up in the upcoming sessions. When I talk about Autodesk Construction Cloud, it has a hierarchy which is we follow, because when we say that we need to share the information, it is not just the information that we are sharing, but it is the controlled level of information that we want to share with all our stakeholders within the project. So we have account administration, in which the account or the owner of the organization acts as the account admin. They are the core people working throughout the platform. Then there are project admins, which we also call as project managers. So when they are there in the project, they take care of the all the working within that project, irrespective of the other activities happening throughout the organization and the account level. And then there are members who have by default the permission of documents over here, which is known as docs. So over here, we are in the docs platform under which you can see various options on your left hand side: files, reviews, transmittal, issues, members, bridge, and settings. On the top, this is the project name, and this is a user-based login access so that each person who is working on this platform is accountable for the information that they're feeding in within the system, right? Since it is a real-time interface. Now, this is a folder structure which we have prepared or which any of the organizations can prepare according to their project. If I go click on this, it says add folders. So we can create n number of folder structures and subfolders within that. And under each folder, we have created subfolders where there are files and let's say models and drawings prepared. Over here, you can see this is a conceptual stage. And whatever you just saw on the screen for the design development in your Civil 3D product, this is a conceptual block from an InfraWorks model. And I'm directly opening that model in the cloud. For that, I do not need any additional software to download the file and view it. So when we say Autodesk Construction Cloud, it becomes helpful in terms of managing the information because all the information is present on the cloud without having the need to have the access of the desktop softwares. Now, if I pan to it, you can see that we are able to see a conceptual model in quite details, even the cross sections and the underpass and all those things in detail. And you can also, with the help of these other panning options, you can work with this. So if I want, I can even walk in the first person view, somewhat like this. I can even zoom or fit in the view, and then I can even pull in that option. So as soon as I drag and drop, I will be able to work. So these are few options which are there when we work within the model. Now this is one such way. It is not just a 3D model which can be opened. All your 2D files and 3D files, it supports more than 75 plus file formats, which can be supported within this platform or directly viewed. Now, when I say controlled information management, so it's not just uploading, but also who has uploaded what information. So if you can see the file size is present, even the last update, who was it updated by, and a review status, which we might see in the coming stages. So if I go to drawings over here, there are no drawings. I'll go to the design stage now in which we were working, and there we'll go in the structure interface, highway interface. And over here, you can see that now there is a drawing which has been uploaded by Shubham, and it is a PDF file. So you can see the differences. If I open this file, it is a version 2 file. That means this file has been uploaded twice. So what I mean by versions are revisions of the file. It can be any file, even your Civil 3D file, your InfraWorks file, your AutoCAD files, or files, even your PDFs. So if it is a case sensitive solution, whenever you supersede the same file with the same name in the same folder, it automatically supersedes and creates a version over on the top of that previous file. So that becomes a repository in the same environment. Now, when I open this file, it is version 2 in which it is opening, which is the latest version, just for the understanding, because all the participants will have to see the latest version itself. Now, if I want to see both the versions, see first version is in review. So we'll see what is review and how I'm working on it. If I click on compare, so version 1 versus version 2 will be compared over here. This. And I'll click on compare. Now what happens is when two PDFs are being compared, you can see the color coding is changed. So what has happened, whosoever has uploaded this file, in this case it is Shubham, so has just shifted the entire sheet, the elements to some level in the model, in this PDF. So we can see the difference clearly that what is the file type, even if there are drawings and related information. So with the help of this compare, you can even check the basic minute details within that. Now, if I go to the model view, so this was the file in which he was presently working at, and now you can see it is version 10. So it was just now uploaded and changed, which he hasn't updated as of now, whatever the information Shubham has worked on. So these are all previous versions. and it is in lock condition because he is now parallelly working on the file. He just worked and it was open. What I can do is, since I have the admin controls, I can unlock this file and view this file. So the similar file which you saw just before on the other side of the screen, this is the same which you can see over here. Now on this, if I zoom out a bit, I can create these kind of information, comments and markups to be worked on. This is not looking good. So I'll go back to another file just to show you what I just did. So when I say I want to create an comment on that, so this is a markup that I'm creating on the sheet. Now these are all markups which are there. I just created this markup. That means I want to highlight something within my team and I wanted to understand that who is working on what set of file. So, and I have marked a comment, please check the details. So next time when a person open that file, he will see that there is a markup present within this file and they can change that file and work on it, correct? And similarly, to get a more detailed overview of the file, when we want to raise, let's say, a dedicated communication with a person and not go changing the interface for that, we use issues. What are those? Issues are direct communication. You're raising a concern to, let's say, the other stakeholder and working on it. So what we will do is, for example, these are design issues. Now there can be a basic design issue. Let's say this. So I'll click over here. Now I want to notify the people that this is the design issue which we're talking about. And this is a status-based approach. So what has happened? It is in an open state by default. It is in an open state, and it is a design issue. We can be as descriptive as possible because we're communicating this thing similar to emails. Because when you log in, this account is connected to your email IDs, and whatever you write here or attach a person to this, assign a person to this particular issue, they will receive a direct email notification so that everybody does not leave out of the communication from the platform. So I'll say, please check details of the model, right? I'll put that comment and I will assign it to Shubham here itself. Now, when I have done that, I can keep other people in the watchers list, which is just working as CC. So I've mentioned one of the persons from our team, and he will also receive the email notification just as watchers. Now, what is most important, there are multiple aspects to it, is a due date. Since it is a trackable set of information, so it's a trackable set of information in which you want to specify. Now, for example, this design issue raises up to you from the site. So you want to see that this was the site condition. This is the site condition. This was the previous drawing, and I need to get the correct file within, let's say, a week or so. So that we are doing, and I can add as many references as I want from the folders. Let's say I want to attach another file that these two files are not matching, and something like that. Now, when I have done that, I'll just close the issue from here. And this issue has gone directly in the issues log from here. So you can see that this is the third issue in the open state and I've assigned it to Shubham and the due date is 30th March. The other two issues which are there are the previous issues which were raised in the project. Again, the dates are mentioned, the timeline is mentioned, some is in review, some are in pending, and the files are also mentioned. I request Shubham to please share the email notification which he has just received.
Yes, I will be sharing my screen. So here it is the email notification I have received from ACC.
So as you can see, this email notification is again informing that whom the issue was assigned to, what was the date, and it was a direct hyperlink that was given to him. Now I'll share my screen back again. Yeah. So now, So now these issues are again logged and marked within the file. You can always export a report for it and work internally with the team, because since this is a very demonstration kind of a project, so we have only three issues. But you can understand the criticality of these when it's actual running project. There can be hundreds of issues running parallelly within the project at the same time. And there are a lot of settings attached to it also, because this becomes quite informative when all the information has to be put over here. Now, if I go back to the files, there are other multiple options related to it. Now you want to see who's tracking what information, we're getting which information from there, all those things. So what you can do is you can even open file, copy a file, export file log, and many other permission settings. Now, one most important part, which I just skipped, sorry, is the permission settings. When we say controlled information, so this is the controlled information which we are talking about. Now, when the members are being added in the project, it is necessary that each member should also have a control set of information of all these folders. For example, at the client level, they might need not to have the editing right or the changing rights. It's just to view right they're supposed to have. So we can manage these over here and work with it. Just a second. Yeah. So now you can see that how we are adding those people with respect to their roles. So for example, there are multiple teams within the same project, the architecture, structure, design team, maybe even the contractors team. So each team will also have a manager within that particular environment that they're working on. So they will have a managed space over here. Now, whenever we are submitting these kind of files, let's say we just saw that a drawing is submitted over here in the highway folder. So it's a PDF and I want to send a e-transmittal to this file. For e-transmittal to this file, that means I want to notify to my contractor that I've issued a sheet to the site and I want to get that memo that we get at site from in the form of notes basically, or a paper. So over here, these are e-transmittals. What are these? I can send these files. I can put these files in the folder. And what maximum I can do, I have to do is I have to just add a transmittal to it. That means I will create a transmittal. I will select that file and I will create a transmittal. That means the title of the sheet is marked like this. Recipients. Now, for example, it is a contractor that I'm supposed to inform it. In this case, let's assume it is Shubham. And I'll put save. Now over here, there are permissions whether everybody should see or even only the individual recipient should see. I can add more files, message, and just create. So this is just a digital information that I have added in the transmitter. It is coming with the status because the person who has received will just look into it and close the transmitter. Correct? So, and all this which is happening is real time, as you just saw that when I opened that issue, the email notification was received to the concerned person. Now, one more important part within the platform is reviews. Reviews are what? They are approval processes basically. So let's say if I go to settings over here to show what exactly I'm talking about, there can be multiple step approvals in the project, and these can be a number of processes. Let's say within the design team, there can be processes from design to construction, there are processes and so on with different number of steps. So you can configure such practices. Let's say you select this and then you create a process. And over here, this is a design approval process. So in design approval, what we have done is there is a person who will initiate the review. So not everybody in the project should have access to those reviews, and then initial and then final review. We have specified the name of those reviewers, given a timeline, so that this becomes a process which is again time bound, and you can track where the information is, who's the responsible person, and how late is he or she responding to that information. And these are the statuses: approved or rejected. After that, if when the file is approved, it says action upon completion, the file will get stored automatically to a dedicated folder structure that you wanted to have access of. Correct? Now, when I close this, these are review processes that we are creating or configuring. After that, these are the reviews that has started. Now, if I go back to one of my files, let's say I'll go to the conceptual phase this time. I'll select the model, this conceptual model. And now what I'll do is I'll submit it for review. This is the design approval that I selected. And over here, I can write concept model. Okay. Concept model for review. It has the model and submit. Now, when I click on submit, it automatically generates this pop-up that an email notification will be sent to the reviewer who is next responsible for it. For now, I am skipping the review email process because it is same as issues which Shubham will receive. And if I go to the reviews, you can see that this review is now open. When I open this, it is in the initial review phase. That means it is pending from Shubham's side and he has to start the review. Since I am the project admin right now, I can start this process and show that this is how the file will look like. You can open the file directly from here. You can add a comment to it. Now going back over here, let's say I go to the conceptual stage, view the model and come back over here in the reviews. I'll open this. And now over here, I'll add a comment simply. Okay. And I'll click on add. Now a comment is attached to the file and is ready to submit as a review. So I have not approved or rejected the file since I am in the middle of the fine of the entire process. Only the file approver, let's say in this case me, I'll skip the email notification again and I'll start with the review. This time when I am the approver or over here, it is just me who can either approve or reject the file. So what I've done is I've approved the file. I've seen the comment that Shubham must have mentioned. I've gone through the file details and I click on submit my review. As soon as I submit my review, it will be shown as a closed process in the model. Now, for example, this is a closed action. This one is an open one and action is due by tomorrow. So if the person responsible for it does not respond, we know. And these are the entire stages, the files which we have worked on. And if I go back to the files just to show you what happened to the initial file, you can see in front of this model, it is written approved. So you know that this file went through an approval process and it is now approved. So this is very high level information about docs in which you will have much more information. Let's say the setup of the project and the members with their lot of permissions into it. This is how we worked on. One thing that I'll just close off with about Autodesk Construction Cloud is the insight model. That is, since that the project is running, there are a lot of members working within the project, there are high level issues and reviews going on in the process parallelly, as you can understand it from a project's interface. So there will be a lot of dashboards which are required. If I will go to an executive level dashboard, this is a project level dashboard, and this becomes my executive level dashboard. That means my account level dashboard. I will get good amount of analytics to understand what is happening in my account, how many issues are there, which project has maximum issues which are not being addressed and which has the lowest, so that I can understand as a manager, as a project owner, that what is the health of my project. I can go through these information, these charts, and get analytics out of it and work within the environment. Now, for example, these are the three issues which just created, and you get a direct approach from here. So you can select these and work over here within the same interface. These are other information tabs, subtitles, and RFIs, which we might cover in the upcoming sessions like this. So with this, I would just like to close the information about Autodesk Docs for now. There is a lot more information bound within this platform, which we might discuss in the coming sessions, specifically for Autodesk Construction Cloud. So with this, I would like to hand it over back to Shubham and Ashik for the Q&A.
Thank you, Pallavi. So now the time of question and answer. So participant, we have any questions regarding the that BIM for infrastructure, please. put on Q&A chat box. There is no questions from attendees. Please, any doubts, questions you have, please mention in Q&A chat box.
Since there are no questions, we would like to wrap up the session. Also, before that, there is a link which is shared by Ashit in the chat box. That is a feedback form for us. I would like Shubham to continue from here.
So Ashit, please put on the chat box feedback form link. So before leaving the session, I will request all attendees kindly give your feedback, valuable feedback. I have shared the feedback form link in that chat box. It will be take a 2 to 3 minutes, so kindly be next to.
Shubham, meanwhile, the participants are filling the feedback form. There is a question. I will read out that question. The radius and curvature will depend on what information? I think it is a continuation to the previous question. No, from another attendee. Can you please take the question?
The radius, they are nothing but from our horizontal alignment. I will define the radius for that as well as transition length for our radius. And that curvature is by the report will be defining by from the curvature. It will be depends on our horizontal alignment speed, design speed as well. So it will all depend on which type of your highway you are designing, which type of terrain that you have faced in your alignment or design right here. The next question will be what is the difference between Civil 3D and MicroStation? The Civil 3D is detailed design software, sir, and MicroStation is a drafting tool software from another solution provider. It is a basic example of Civil 3D versus ORD, and it's similar. And AutoCAD and MicroStation is drafting tool is similar. So it is a MicroStation drafting tool, and Civil 3D is detailed design software for highway and infrastructure projects. So thank you for sharing your valuable feedback. We will be delighted to hear from you. Please reach out us to any suggestions, query, or topic you want to be discussed. We also share a short videos on various topics every week. Is the name as the weekly technical insights. So you all can have access to previous week tech insights on our YouTube channel. That is a Win0 Capricorn Technologies. So please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates and new videos. So thank you everyone for your patience, and in that today's webinar, I'll be thank you on behalf of that Capricorn Technology as well.